What are you cooking today, Miss Martha? Well, I'm not cooking it yet, but I've got it all planned out and ready. Christmas is coming up this Sunday, and I've got my menu all set, and I've got all my items. If you don't go early, if you wait till the day before to try to go out and get the things that you want, they'll be out of this and they'll be out of that, and you're going to have to work on the fly. And I've done that before with holidays when, you know, you've had a sick relative and you weren't able to go shop ahead. But I have learned to make my menu, get all the items, the ingredients that I need to make each item on the menu, have run it by the family to make sure they're all having something that's one of their favorites, because that's not a time when you're going to say, eat what I cook. That's going to be a time when, what would you like? Type of a meal. So my husband wants duck. So we're going to be having duck. And I got a beautiful one. It's expensive. Whew. It's like almost $60 there from Wegmans today. Let's see, it's a 6-pound fresh whole duck. I'm going to be making duck l'orange. But however, you know, with duck meat, it's not like turkey meat and it's not like chicken meat, even though it's a bird. It's more all dark meat. And my husband loves chicken legs and the chicken thighs anyway when he's eating it. But my son likes the breast meat because he likes Popeye's spicy chicken tenders. So for him, since he doesn't like duck meat, I've shared the recipe before where I can mimic the Popeye spicy chicken tenders and it tastes just like I'm using the air fryer. So I've got fresh chicken tenderloins where I will be doing Popeye's spicy chicken tenders in the air fryer for my son. So I don't have to share that recipe again. It's already on one of the other YouTube videos. But for the duck, what we're going to do is I'll go through the side dishes in a minute, but let's start with if let's say I woke up Christmas morning, first thing I'd have to do is take my son's chicken tenders, rinse those off, and put the spicy marinade on those and put those back in the refrigerator. Because you can't marinate them the day before, they'll get too spicy. You have to do it the morning of when you're going to cook it at lunchtime. So they're in there about 4 hours, the spicy chicken tenders. Now, for the duck, when I wake up Christmas morning, after I've made the pancakes and after or waffles, and I've done the sausage and stuff with that, we're going to move toward working on the duck. Now with the duck, you're going to take them out of this plastic, you're going to rinse them off really good, not hot water, and cold water in the sink, and I'm going to put them in a big bowl, big pan, and let him soak in cold water with a tablespoon of salt in it. So while he's soaking, I'm going to prepare my dry rub for the duck. I will use 1 tablespoon onion powder, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 2 tablespoons celery salt, because I'm not using any of the other salt, 1 tablespoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon basil, 1 teaspoon sage, 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, and 1/2 teaspoon curry powder. So I'll mix that all up in a little bowl and that'll be ready. Now when my duck, I have let him soak for about 30 minutes or so to get some of that gaminess off of him. I'll take him out of the water and I will pat him down really good, kind of like that I showed you how to do the whole hen the other day in that video. Pat him down really good, get him nice and dry, and then you're going to see if you could get up under his little skin with some of your dry rub, get all up in his little cavities, get all down his little neck cavity, get all around him, pet all over with the dry rub, and set him aside. Okay, so we've got that part done because he's going to roast in his pan with no other sauce on him yet, just the dry rub at 375. It's going to take 2 hours to cook him all the way through. But for the first 30 minutes, he's just going to have the dry rub on him because I'm trying to crispy up my skin. So that's the duck. Now, where's the orange part, Miss Martha? The l'orange part. I'm going to make my marinade for him. I got a bag of oranges here. There's about, a dozen in here. So 4 of them, I'm going to take my grater and I'm going to get orange rind off of those. And for those 4 plus about 3 more, I'm going to cut them in half and I'm going to juice them. That's my orange juice. So I've got my orange juice in a little medium-sized saucepan because I'm going to have to bring it all to a boil to get it and then let it cool back down before it goes on the duck. So that I have 1 container of French dressing, any brand, but I happen to be shopping at Wegmans today. 1 can I'm going to drain of mandarin oranges. 1 little small jar of pimento is going to drain that. Small can of green chili is going to drain that as well. 1 jar of orange marmalade. And I will use 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And 3 tablespoons of powdered chicken bouillon. So this, with the juice and the orange rind, will simmer until it comes to a boil. and then take it off the burner and let it cool down. Because, you know, my duck is going to be roasting without this, so I don't have to have this ready first thing. So that's got plenty of time to cool down before I'm actually going to use it on the duck. Now the side dishes. You're going to look through, you're going to say, where are your desserts, Miss Martha? Have you been following my channel? I've been cooking this cookie, this thing, this sweet, I've been cooking sweets all December. I'm not doing. The only sweet thing that I will cook is, besides the coconut cake that I bake for my son only on his birthday. So I'll make it once a year, that way it tastes special and it's his favorite. His next favorite thing are brownies. So I'm going to be baking a brownie, so there will be a sweet, but I've shared that recipe too, so I don't have to go through that with you right now either. Now, my side dishes. Simple. Keep things simple. Fresh asparagus. You're going to chop off or prune off about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, depends upon how stalky, woody they look at the bottom of it. Rinse those off, and they're going to take 1 strip of bacon per, or 1/2 strip, depends upon how quantities match up here. I'm going to wrap bacon around them. That's all I have to do. That's going to go on a baking sheet and set those aside, because they don't take 2 hours to cook. So but I'm going ahead and get them prepped, get them ready. So that's one side dish. My other side dish is cauliflower. Going to break it down into little florets, rinse it off, dry it, drain it, dry it off. So I've got my my cauliflower florets on a little baking dish. I'm going to make the sauce that's going to go on those. It's going to be 1 container of Greek yogurt and 2 little packs of garlic and herb dry salad dressing mix. That's all that takes. I don't have to put any salt or pepper on this. No salt or pepper on the bird, and no salt on here, other than what was in the dry rub for the bird. I'm trying to not use salt and trying to not use grease. The duck's got enough fat in it. Okay, but that's going to roast out of that. It's going to come down on the vegetables. It's going to go in the side pan, but I'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish that side dish. Now, after the bird has been in the oven for about 1 hour, because it's going to take 2 hours to cook the bird, I will put in the asparagus, and I will put in the other side dish of the cauliflower. Now, right before 10 minutes or so before everything's ready to come out the oven, I will put shredded Swiss cheese on top of the cauliflower. That's the end of that side dish. Put it on too early, it'll just crust all up and just hard up, and it won't be tasty. Now, what else is going to go in with your roasted pan of the duck? I've got little fingerling potatoes. I love the little colorful ones, how pretty they are. I've got baby shiitake mushrooms. I've got fresh celery. And over there in the health food section, I've got dried tangerine slices. So when my bird has been cleaned, been rested, been dried, had the dry rub on him, I'll get out my big roasting pan. In the bottom of the roasting pan, I will spread out the potatoes, the mushrooms. I'll cut this into thirds, all the celery down in there, and the tangerine on top of that. Then I will put my bird in on top of that. And I will put the chicken broth around, not on top of the bird because he's got dry rub on him, around the roasting pan on the vegetables that are the side vegetables to the bird, and just a little bit of salt, not on the bird, but on the vegetables, because potatoes got to have just a little bit of salt on them. That's it. Wow, simple. When you plan ahead, you have all your ingredients in order, and you know how to cook it, what you're going to do. It's simple, but I have shared it earlier with you, so you've got time. You can go to the market and get these items. It's all under like about $125, I'm guessing, is what I spent at Wegmans today. The most expensive thing, because the duck was $53. That's expensive, but it's Christmas. We'll do something special for Christmas. So I hope you'll have a happy holidays. I hope you don't stress yourself out, make things too hard for you in the kitchen. Ask people for help if you're overwhelmed. Keep things simple, get things organized, plan out your menu, get all your items set out in an assembly line in the kitchen that morning. Plan out what you need to cook, what needs to go in, when it needs to go in. And if you're that organized, there is no stress. I enjoy cooking because I'm an organized person. Organization is the key to success in the kitchen. There will always be disasters though, so be prepared for that. I've had some bloopers in the past, long time ago, where you try to cook things and you're at different people's houses and you're visiting and you're traveling in different people's ovens. 400 degrees is too hot in some people's, and try to do pies and they're going to tell you this temperature or that temperature. You got to stick true to what you know, and you have to ask the cook of that kitchen, is your things cooked to temperature, or is it an older oven? You need to find out. And hopefully they're honest with you so you don't flub up, because some people are competitive about the holidays. It's just, they'll hide out a secret ingredient, but I'm open and transparent. I've told you everything that's going to go in the dish. However, it's going to be Christmas Day. I'm going to make the thumbnail to the video be the finished dish so you can see what it all looks like in its glory. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to run the camera that day, because I'll be doing other things. I'm going to be marinating the chicken with that. I've got the dogs to go in and out. We'll be opening presents. We might have to take some dishes to some sick relatives, some visiting. So, it's kind of hard to be running the camera and doing a live video. And same with you. I know you have a busy day that day as well. But I hope you'll be safe. Happy travels to you if you're going somewhere. I hope that if you abide in the spirits, you be careful. Don't drink and drive. And be kind to your mother. If she's still on earth, if she's in heaven like mine is, you could do a special prayer for her and thank her for raising you the way that she did. But if you haven't talked to your mama in a while, she's still here on this planet, make amends with her, because mamas are something special. I know my son loves me to death, so I don't have to wait to be told that. I know it. Some mamas don't, though. Make sure they know. God bless you. Happy holidays, and love to your mama.